Hi guys, so my surgeon called me in some antibiotics for my sutures yesterday, and I've been taking them starting last night. So I don't know if they're infected or not. They might just be like angry looking because of the sutures underneath. These sutures on the top, they take 3 to 4 weeks to heal, and I'm only 19 days past my operation when I had it. So there's sutures inside that take a lot longer. They take, what did they say? 6 weeks to dissolve. So these ones take 3 to 4 weeks to dissolve, but the ones inside take up to 6 weeks to dissolve. And it could be that something's going on. The ones inside are starting to dissolve, and that's why these ones are, especially at the top there, are starting to look a little bit angry. But they put me on some antibiotics just in case. Other than that, I'm just feeling really tired. Like, I could just sleep most of the day. I could just get up, do a few things, like take a shower, go on a short walk, and just sleep the rest of the day. I'm just so tired. And I really think that it has to do with the fusion that's going on inside, because there's a lot of things going on the inside here that the eye cannot see. So that's what I think I'm dealing with. I'm still having like weightiness where it feels really fatigued, but it also feels hot sometimes. And especially when I'm up too much, I am starting to feel the muscle spasm now. Like before I had surgery, I think my shoulders were constantly tight, like clenched. And so it was one continuous spasm. It was like locked on, and now it's let go, but I do feel it get tighter and let go and tighter and let go. And so that's kind of a different sensation. And he gave me some medication for it, but it is a controlled substance, and I just really don't feel like I need it. I mean, I endured a lot of pain before I had surgery, and so this is really not even as bad as what I was in before I had surgery. So I can handle this, and this is really just from my neck getting used to being taller, because they took out the flat herniated discs that were flat and degenerated and all broken and everything, and they stuffed it with cages, which consisted of synthetic materials and particles of cadaver bone, and they are going to fuse together with my own vertebrae. So that's what these things are for. This is my bone fusing machine that I wear on my belt 24/7 unless I'm in the shower. So everything's like fusing. It takes 3 months for it to fuse together, and then it takes 12 months total for the bones to become rock hard. So it's a long process, and it takes 18 months for the nerves to repair themselves as good as they're going to get. I still feel like jerkiness in my hands and stuff like that. So like when I'm using my phone, I still feel my fingers like jerking around, like kind of just, I don't know how to explain it, but that's what they do. And then what else? I don't know how my reflexes are yet because they haven't been checked again. I am accidentally moving my neck, like turning my head too far, so, but I don't think I've done any major damage. My x-ray, my 4-week x-ray came back, or I'm sorry, not my 4-week, my 2-week x-ray. I haven't been done 4 weeks yet. My 2-week x-ray came back showing that I do have some damage on my, and it looks like new degeneration on my, what do they call it? Vertebral joints, faucet joints, something like that, which is right under, because I had C5 and C6 and C6 and C7 fused together. So that joint right below there, although also this little dot right here is where they had my drain port. So right under there is where there's new degeneration, and for that one they will have to go in through my back, because that one is C7 to T1, which goes into like your major spine area. So eventually one day what they told me was, we'll let my symptoms be the guide. So I just basically wait around until I'm bad again, and then when I have reason to go in, have it fixed, then we will. Also, since I had a 2-level, the one above it as well will need fixed too. So just praying for a lot of good years before we have to do another round of this. Since I'm only 41, the average is 10 to 15 years, every 10 to 15 years for the rest of my life. So that's hard for the mind to accept something like that, but we have to just accept things sometimes that we didn't want, we didn't ask for, and changes our life as we know it. So it's just one of those things. It makes me grateful for every good day that I have. It makes me grateful for every good thing that I have in my life. I mean, what if I didn't have health care? What would I do? What if I didn't have, the love and support of my kids and my husband? What would I do? Like, it makes me grateful for the things that I do have in my life. So yeah, it's not easy, it's not fun, but it's definitely manageable. I have a good support system, and I'm just really thankful for what I do have. And it just makes me even more grateful for my life, because you take it for granted. You take your spine for granted. I remember when I was young, people would say, oh, when you get old, you have aches and pains, and you hurt, and your back hurts, and everything hurts. And I used to be like, what? I'll never hurt like that. Like, I'm going to take care of myself, and I'm going to do this and that. And then you find yourself in this situation, and you're like, okay, I totally get it. Like, this sucks. It hurts. Like, things hurt. I used to think it was because of old age, because I was getting older, and I thought, oh my gosh, like, it's really coming to me hard, because I rejected that notion when I was young, and here it's happening to me early. But it is what it is. I'm getting old. Like, my posture is changing shape and all these things, but it didn't have to do with that at all. It had to do with my neck. My neck was broken all along, and it took like about 2 years to figure it out. So mostly because I am young, and so the doctors were like, well, let's try this. Let's try physical therapy. Let's try medication. Let's try all these things before they had reason to get an MRI. And that was because after my pregnancy, I was feeling like I was dragging my legs through the mud. So I was thinking, I have MS. I was like, I have MS. I have MS. I have to have MS. Like, I can't walk. I'm having all these numbness things with my hands and weakness in my arms, and I can't walk now. So it has to be MS. And but I also did have a lot of neck pain, but I thought that was caused by the chiropractor herniating my 2 discs, which it was. But anyway, none of it was MS. It was cervical stenosis with myelopathy, which is abbreviated CSM. And myelopathy basically means your spinal cord is smushed. So that was the real deal. That was what had actually happened. And so anyway, so now I just sit around, and I'm really bored. And but I do like one thing a day. And I do a lot of arts and crafts, and I do a lot of napping now because my body just needs it. So I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to give it what it needs while I can, because my husband goes back to work in like a week and 2 days, and kind of terrified of how my toddler is going to handle it. So I'm completely dried up now. I was nursing until the baby was basically until the morning of surgery, and after that I had to cut it off cold turkey. So in the beginning I would pump some, and tried to alleviate any engorgement, and I'll really get into that more in another video because I think that that needs time all of its own. But I am done now, and now my body's gearing up to have another period, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So basically my husband needs to go get a vasectomy because I can't go through another pregnancy. One of the things when you have the surgery, like you cannot get pregnant. You can't get pregnant. You can't lift over a certain amount of weight. You can't bend, you can't twist, and you can't get pregnant. So curious to know if anybody ever has done that after one of these surgeries and what happened, what the outcome was. There's a lot of unknown because people don't talk about it that much, and there's not much known about it, I guess. Like when you find out that you have to have the surgery, you're kind of grasping at straws, looking for other people who've gone through it and wanting to know their experiences. So again, I'm only 19 days out of surgery, but I feel it was successful. My hardware is in there, everything's positioned the way it's supposed to be. It's in place, everything looks good. The x-ray at the time, my 2-week post-op x-ray showed that I was having a spasm at the time of x-ray, but that should alleviate with gentle passive movement of my head, which they told me if I put my thumbs out straight in front of me, I can basically turn my chin to the distance of, to face those thumbs. And that's about it. So no bending over or anything like that. And so that's all I have for now, and I'll get on to another segment of my breastfeeding troubles and getting my son Benjamin adjusted to a new sleep schedule and how that's going to go. It's gone well with him, my husband, but I'm going to have to take over soon, so I'll follow up with how that's going with me and how I'm able to handle it once he goes back to work. So take care, everyone, and thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I was nervous about answering questions or like even reading comments before, but I'm open to it now, and so if you do have any questions, just feel free to ask. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.